2019, I did the biggest tour of my career. Rooms this size off my own name for the very first time. 90% of the year on the road. That was the dream when I started in a little room above a pub in Kettering. But 4 nights out of 5, I'd walk out onto the stage, do my routine, into my tightly scripted material, and before I even got to the first punchline, someone way up in the gods, who I couldn't even see, would interrupt me by saying something like,
You shit, mate! You're fucking shit! Unlucky! I told you I'd do it. You said I wouldn't do it. I told you I'd do it.
And every time that happened, I'd single out that individual in front of the entire audience, and I'd come back with something witty, like shut the fuck up, or never fucking come and see me again, that's funny. Or the golden classic, go fuck yourself. That's a fine response if you're an edgy comedian, if you're like Frankie Boyle and that suits your persona. But if you're walking on stage like, I've started eating apricots recently, choke on shit, you fucking I hope you fucking die! It's quite the tonal shift. No one ever enjoyed that. It makes it very hard to segue into your material about starting your own honey business once you've said that sort of stuff. I yell at them if they were too noisy. I yell at them if they were too quiet as well. Nothing was good enough for me. If I saw one person looking bored, which, side note, my fault, I'd destroy him. The rest of the audience could be laughing their heads off, every single person. If I saw one person watching me like this, which, by the way, that's how I watch everything. That's me watching the funniest comedian I've ever seen in my life. Nish is good. I think I've laughed out loud as part of an audience twice my entire life. Both times in the cinema, so weren't even live. I laughed when Jack Black kicked the dog off the bridge. And I laughed when Mini-Me humped the laser. They're the 2 times that this sophisticated fella has laughed with other people, and I'm bollocking you nightly. I'm not alone, though. Most comics don't deal with it very well if you don't laugh at their jokes. 9 times out of 10 will blame you, will go on the offensive. The comedian will say something like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, did I cross the line? Oh, are my radical thoughts too much for your puny snowflake brains? They'll never be like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Was that underwritten and poorly performed? I saw a comedian recently go, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, getting offended early, are we? Well, let me explain something to you about comedy. Comedy always comes from a place of love, okay? It never comes from a place of hate. And I was at the back of the room like, I wouldn't be so sure about that. I mean, I for one know that I'm going to go home and write a routine about this. And coming from no place of love, I'll tell you that much. Hate that comedian, hope they're dead. I do, I hope them and their entire fan base die soon. That's what I hope. I hope that happens. I hope they fall down a manhole, all of them, same manhole, one after the other. I hope they're out doing a conga celebrating their free speech. And they tumble down an open manhole like a slinky. I hope that happens. And they complain all the way down that they're being silenced. And then they splatter into one another like a domino effect. I hope that happens. That's funny to me. I think that's funny. That's comedy. That's comedy.